let's address the elephant in the room. Normally that elephant is anxiety. I wanted to make this video about 2 weeks ago after I made my BPD video, but alas, the thing with mental illness is you don't understand or you don't know when it's gonna hit you. And I was hit. I'm very, right now, I'm very low energy. I just woke up from a nap. After a very long day, I had a panic attack. I freaked out on the bus. So I came home and I went to bed. And then this week was just building of anxiety. I don't know how to describe it. If you understand anxiety, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Every morning, I woke up with this feeling that something bad was going to happen. And that feeling stayed in my chest all day, all week. It's still here. And last week, I wouldn't say last week was bad. I was just busy and overwhelmed. So, alas, here we are. Anxiety works in different ways for different people. My anxiety diagnosis is social anxiety, but I have a lot of generalized anxiety as well. My social anxiety started when I was a child. I was never diagnosed with social anxiety as a child. However, in my diagnoses, information sheets and whatnot that we fill out sometimes for disability and accommodations, they write childhood social anxiety. So this is something that I've dealt with for a very, very, very long time. Except in the past 2 years is when it started to become demobilizing. It started to become all-encompassing and hard to fight against. So growing up, I was always quiet and I always had a hard time connecting with people and making friends. I always thought that I was on a different kind of playing field as everyone else. I didn't quite feel the same. I don't know how to describe that any other way. I just didn't feel normal. I didn't feel like everyone else. I didn't find amusement in the same things as people my age did. This kind of it kept growing and staying with me until about grade 9 to grade. I wouldn't say I was anxious in high school. I definitely had anxiety, but it was never the first biggest issue in my life. Depression was in high school. So my anxiety is kind of associated with my childhood and right now. I'd say right now I am the anxious I've ever been before, if that makes any sense. I've never been as anxious as I am today. Not today, but in the current times. A lot of my current anxiety comes around not being able to control or predict situation outcomes. My anxiety comes around starting new relationships and any kind they are. I recently have thankfully made friends with this amazing person. He's great. I think he's great. But it is so hard for me to let myself it's hard for me to allow myself to build a friendship with someone, because everyone that's in my life right now has known me for a very long time. I have people in my life that are new, but they don't know. So it's hard to open up to people. I am constantly in a battle between my BPD and my anxiety. when it comes to starting new relationships. It's like a never-ending loop of self-hatred and self-doubt and worrying if the other person thinks I'm cool or weird or like likes me or not. Like, it is so hard for me to just turn those thoughts off and just be in the moment. And that's the biggest deterrent to starting new relationships, is because I can't, it is so hard to deal with those thoughts. It is so hard to think that you're inadequate and people don't like you. And I know that my anxiety is irrational. And I know that there's nothing to be afraid of, and people don't care as much as I think they care, but it is still so hard to like function. I've been a lot more honest about things that make me anxious. From small things to really, really big things. Like, for instance, going to the bathroom in class is the biggest thing for me. I can't do it. The idea of like standing up and everyone looking at you, oh my god. On Tuesday, I hit my knee against like the post of my desk, and everyone in the class like turned and looked at me, and obviously like it was a loud noise. And they were like seeing if I was okay, and like a girl in front of me was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But internally I was screaming. It was like I would have rather been set on fire at that moment. That was mortifying. Mortifying in my mind. And that's all I could think about the entire fucking day, is how everyone stopped and stared at me and how they must all hate me because I made a weird noise when my shin hit the like post of the desk. Like, I understand that is irrational. I understand that makes no sense. But it still doesn't help. That doesn't help the fact that it consumes my thoughts. And a lot of people don't think that I'm anxious because I am very quiet. I don't show my emotions. Oh god, I don't show my emotions very easily because I'm scared of showing my emotions. So I'll often just like sit there silently and like freak out and have a panic attack internally, but like on the outside I look normal. I think anxiety was my first like easiest diagnosis. I started on a very, very low dose of Cipralex, I think, and that was the first antidepressant I ever went on, and it was for anxiety. I was on that for a very, very long time. I think it was like we tried different medications with that. It was like an antidepressant cocktail, if you must. And so I think I was on that up until maybe like January. So almost 2.5 years. Until I started my new medication, which is incredible. But that helped a lot. And what else helped? Talking to people really helps too. If you can, I know it's hard to open up to people and it's hard to tell people that like you're terrified. But in my experience, recently, people are generally really, really cool about it. And thank God it's becoming more, people are becoming more and more honest about their mental health issues, so it's not necessarily like a new thing that they're not like aware of. So, but I don't know, maybe this video helped someone and made someone feel not alone. It wasn't as informational as my BPD video. This one was definitely more raw. But how else do you learn? I'm gonna go drink tea and listen to music or something. Who knows? The world is my oyster. I'll see you all in another video at another time.